Downhill speed assist being engaged all automatically. My foot off the accelerator and brakes, as you can see. The downhill speed assist, keep on blinking. You can also still run hybrid stay mode, just like so. 15 minutes to go. And when I run the AC, it's gonna drop down to 41 minutes, 40 minutes, 37, 31. It keeps on dropping. Welcome to CarSceneKorea. I introduce newly released Genesis, Hyundai, and Kia cars. And as you saw from the thumbnail, the car I have behind me today is 2026 all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid HTRAC. And HTRAC is all-wheel drive for Hyundai, and I came here to test out the different terrain modes and the all-wheel drive performance of this all-new Palisade. I did test out the gasoline HTRAC under snow, and although not as extreme as this terrain, I brought that car over on an unpaved road covered under snow. As you're seeing right now, I definitely didn't want to miss this opportunity to check it out. This is the place I actually came with Kia Tasman, and I put that car onto an extreme test that day. Utilizing ELD, the list just goes on and on. Simply put, this is type of terrain that you'll never ever see in your daily life. I assure you that it won't be the case, at least here in Korea. Well, anyhow, as you saw from the intro, the car is fully capable of reversing on this extreme uphill like so. And you guys know what that means if you have driven and tested out on extreme uphill and downhill in a two-wheel drive. Palisade already proving and showing that this car is capable of going such terrain even in reverse. So going forward, the car will have no issue whatsoever. However, I know for a fact that, I still do have some room, to be honest. I can still easily fit my fist underneath right here. So I still do have about the fist size of the ground clearance, but I've been to this road before in Tasman X Pro model that has the lifted kit from the regular model, which sits taller, about 16 centimeters higher. And this terrain is not an easy one. It's not going to be as extreme as I did with Kia Tasman. I definitely want to test out all the terrain modes that this car has got to offer, but I would just mostly use the auto mode, which and where the car automatically detects the terrain around it and will utilize the feature necessary. And for your information, the tire pressure I have is about 39 psi all around, and I will actually show you the footage that I got from Kia Tasman, how steep that uphill is. I think it was about 16 degrees under the hood of this 2.5 turbo hybrid, the latest hybrid tech from Hyundai Motor Group, utilizing the next generation hybrid called TMED. And there is a whole video about the technology, so feel free to check that video out. I went over all the details in that video with regards to the tech and numbers associated with it. I actually do have a whole video on the channel where I also compared it to that of the gasoline model. So let's go check out the terrains and different drive modes that this Palisade Hybrid HTRAC has got to offer. Let's go. Using and running the V2L, as you can see, I can draw the electricity from the trunk, just like so, and charging up the battery for the fan that I used. Big thumbs up, gets the job done beautifully. And still running on the stay mode. I have 7 minutes to go, but I've been using it for tens of minutes actually. I already ran the time lapse, and we also used the C-type charging port to charge the MacBook, so you can actually do work inside your vehicle. Unless you work hours inside of your car, I think you can easily do your business tasks like 20-30 minutes inside the car, no problem. At first, I also thought that the time was a little too short for it to say as like the EV stay mode. Official name is the stay mode. It's mimicking what EVs can do, right? So that's the perception and thought I had at first, but as I've been showing you, it's perfectly okay. It really does match with everyday needs and what we use in terms of the electricity that way. So climbing up after a complete stop, not an issue, not an issue. Complete stop. There is also the cameras here, all visual aids. Not a problem at all, not a problem. So I'm not worried about the performance. Honestly, I'm worried about the tires and the ground clearance. Just a bit worried that it might scrape, which is the last thing I want to do with this car, of course, right? So now this is a bit harsh turn. I only brought this camera here, so let me show you where I am headed towards. So right over there, those cameras come in real handy. All right, let's go. And let me also stop right here. Just climb up again. You see, just piece of cake. Piece of cake. Not an issue at all. We got the boss car right here, Kia Tasman, in front of us. And now I am confident with the car. I know what the car is capable of, so just easily climbing up. This truly is an off-road. I mean, you can see it all, right? We've seen it all throughout. I know I am going super slow speed. Again, it is to protect the car. I don't want to scrape the car at all. That is the last thing I want to do. So I'm just being super cautious. But we know, and I know, that we can drive and run on this course no problem, especially if you have thicker and meatier tire. But the ride that this Palisade provides is just immaculate. Very cozy, comfortable around all sorts of terrains as we've been seeing. All right, so that really is it for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. CarSceneKorea, if you did, your #1 source of Genesis, Hyundai, and Kia cars. You know what? The hybrid mode even kicks in as I am going off-road right now, because it knows that I don't need to utilize the engine at all, so it will just run on the motors only. Wow. So it is a hybrid after all. And once again, I have my foot off the downhill right now. There is the downhill speed assist being engaged all automatically. Let me show it to you. My foot off the accelerator and brakes. As you can see, the car is doing everything on its own, just following the Tasman. And the downhill speed assist, keep on blinking. And those cameras certainly do come into a huge play. So I don't need to worry about the car getting damaged. Let's go, let's go. Haha. We've made it. Zero scratch, zero issue. Palisade is fully capable of off-road capacity, as we've all checked it out. And you see, you can also still run hybrid stay mode, just like so. 15 minutes to go. And when I run the AC, it's gonna drop down to 41 minutes, 40 minutes, 37, 31. It keeps on dropping because it needs to drain more power, right? So seems like, yeah, 17 minutes is about the time we can run the stay mode using the batteries of the hybrid battery only.